Bliss, everyone. Welcome to another weekly reading here on my channel. I am Rissa Vibes, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Today is Sunday, February 17th, a beautiful day to be alive, to be present, to be connected here with you all as you join for this live weekly reading, this energy and card forecast. We'll be going over astrology and numerology, as well as pulling some cards and discussing some spirit messages that I've received from this week and just meditations and things like that I've been getting downloads and signs and synchronicities to share messages with you all. So I'm super excited to get into it. We had a great week this last week. I hope you all had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I hope you celebrated love in your own way. Bliss, hey Terry. And so it's so great to be able to have the opportunity to celebrate love as a collective on Valentine's Day. It's also important to remind yourself to carry that celebration of love with you, not just on Valentine's Day, but every day after, and just continuing that pattern of holding love in your heart, sharing that love, being compassionate with everyone. Compassionate means knowing how you are connected with others, knowing the qualities that you share with others, the similarities that you have with others, and how important it is to honor that so that we realize that we're all connected and that we don't know what that person may be going through who is new to us, we've never met before, seen before. We may not know what they're experiencing in this present moment, but we do know that we're connected, that we have a similar function in this world, that we are human in this world, that we are not perfect in this world, and that we are all striving in our own way to become better and have better lives and to be as happy as we can be. And sometimes it's harder for others and sometimes it's easier for others. And so if it's easy for you to be happy and joyous throughout your day and to hold love in your heart, and you notice that maybe there's somebody around you or a stranger in the office that you're in that obviously can't hold as much love into their heart or is having a harder day, share that love with them. Do something to uplift them in any way you can. And if that just means smiling in their direction or letting them be their grumpy selves and loving them anyway, that's something. That's love. That's important. And we can hold that space and give love in that way. Hey, Hedwig. Bliss. So much organic love to you too. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen my new music video, Organic Love, it is up on my YouTube channel now. It is available for you to watch and enjoy. I released it on Valentine's Day for the sake of giving everybody something visual from me that I wanted to share with you for my love celebration with you on that day. And it is all about organic love. No race, no gender, no specifics needed, just me and a heart expressing to you how much love can change the world. So that's really what it's about. So thank you so much for that comment, Hedwig, and thank you all for viewing my YouTube, my new music video, if you have already. And if you haven't, make sure to check it out after this reading. Oops, I almost dropped my notes. But yeah, make sure to check it out and share it. Share it with anyone you can. I've been hearing that kids are really loving the music video as well because it's a big happy heart costume that I made myself, and my beautiful friend Aloe from Sedona was in the costume making it come alive, which was so beautiful. And yeah, kids are really loving the video too, which I didn't even think about, but it makes total sense. It's like a little kid show. They love it. They love this happy heart dancing around and doing all these fun things with me. So yeah, definitely check it out. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of review of last week before we start this week's energy forecast. So last week we had the universe card for the beginning of the week, meaning that we were all here together. Hi, Celestial Heart. We were all here together in the universe, feeling our connection, our oneness with everything in the universe, noticing how our ancestors, our spirit guides, our past remnants of ourselves, as well as our present selves, and our future selves are all connected in this universal perspective, this oneness with that universe card in the beginning of the week. And then in the middle of the week, we had the card for give back. We were encouraged by Spirit to give back, to give service of love and our gifts and our talents and our perspectives and our voice and our vision, whatever it was that we were inspired to give it back, to give it back to our source that gives it to us, gives those talents and gives to us. So giving love and appreciation to the source, but also giving those gifts and those talents to others, serving the world with what we were given from source, and really appreciating all of the energetic connections that come with that. And then the last card of the week that really covers the end of this week and this weekend was abundance, which is so great because last weekly reading, it was achiever and harvest. And now this last weekly reading was abundance. So that means that we're just gradually progressing into more and more abundance. And we've really realized it. And we're really have opened up to the channel of energy for our abundance this weekend, which is a great place to be at to start off for this week's reading and to get into the energy to come for this week. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So this week for astrology and numerology, we've got an exciting day, Tuesday. The full moon in Virgo shows itself to us on Tuesday evening, which is going to be a great energy for us to tap into. Virgo is an earth sign. It's an earthly energy. It's really good for support, for habits. It's all about habits and forming habits to support yourself, and also reflecting and observing what habits and what strategies you're using in your life that are working, and what strategies and habits that you're using in your life that might not be working for you, so that you can really tap in even more to that abundance that we talked about for this weekend that we're moving into and moving forward in. So that's what we're going to be focusing on Tuesday. I'll do a specific full moon reading on my Instagram page on Tuesday night. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at Readings by Rissa. And if you're not following me on Instagram, maybe you're not on Instagram at all, no worries, but I will say you're missing out a little bit because I do daily inspirational and motivational videos every single day, Monday through Friday, on my Instagram page, on my IGTV channel on Instagram. So you're missing some of those videos, but that's okay because some of the big ones I do post here on YouTube. But if you don't have Instagram or you just don't follow me, I would recommend definitely following me because you're missing out on some really daily inspiring content, okay? But I will be doing the live moon reading, so the full moon reading in Virgo on Tuesday on my Instagram. I'll do it at 6 p.m. Central Time on Instagram, and then right after I do it live on Instagram, I post it here on my YouTube channel, so you will still be getting it. Sometimes it doesn't transfer, it doesn't save, and in that case I just do a recap on here for you guys. So as long as you guys are cool with that, then just stay connected here on YouTube and you'll still catch it. But if you want to catch the full thing, or you want to catch it live, or you want to see those other daily motivational content on my Instagram, definitely follow me at Readings by Rissa, okay? All right, so for astrology, with that full moon, like I said, we are tapping into understanding our habits. Hi, Linda Lacey. Thank you for loving my video. I saw that comment. Thank you so much. So we're tapping into understanding our habits, understanding what's working for us and what's not, and really observing those ways in which we strategize our lives, the ways in which we react to certain things in our lives, and the ways in which we flow through our life naturally, okay? So that's really what the focus for the Virgo full moon will be, and I'll tap into more details on my Instagram page. Now, on top of that, there is some harmony and completion on that day numerologically. So I want to go into the numerological significance of Tuesday. It's going to be February 19th, 2019. So that's 2/19/2019. So we're seeing two 19s in there, which is pretty significant. 19s and 9s really in general signify completion. And when you put the 1 in front of the 9, that means that you're aligning your intuition with completion. You're understanding a new wisdom with the completions that you've had recently. Maybe you've had some recent endings in relationships. Maybe you've had some recent endings in circumstances or work-related issues or anything like that, or just endings of perspectives that have been holding you back, or something that just ended in your life, maybe a loss of a loved one. Whatever it is, those recent endings, those recent completions are coming into a wisdom spiritually for you, an intuitive wisdom. And that's really what's going to bring you into more harmony and heart healing over that completion or that ending that you experienced. So on Tuesday, make sure to reflect a little bit, if you're called to, on some of the things that you've completed, some of the things that have ended in your experience lately. and understand if you can meditate on it, or if you can just add some extra attention and focus and consciousness to it on that day, that you'll notice that there are new wisdoms that come from that understanding that will give you new balance and new appreciation for that completion and help you to fully heal so you can move forward from it all the way and use that wisdom for the sake of progression and for new growth and new development and new habits formed that are healing and that are working for you and that will serve your purpose and your path in a more enlightened way. So that's going to be a really great energy to tap into if you've been feeling kind of that urge to look back on the past, or feeling that urge to understand more of why something ended, or you've still felt some confusion on why something ended. That should give you some clarity on Tuesday with this full moon in Virgo as well. And it'll bring some harmony into your perspective. Now also, let's see if I missed anything. Oh, also the number 19, it governs the sun. So that means that it is actually also inspiring action, and it's also giving you fuel, a passionate fuel to progress forward. So that's why we feel that sense of that wisdom giving us this propellant to move forward and to really push ourselves into new directions and new light, which is going to be beautiful. Now, with that governing of the sun, we can use that energy, that awareness as light to illuminate our being and to give us more purpose and more passion in areas that we've been wanting, giving us a full charge of our energy and a full awareness of our power and of our light within. So allow yourself to kind of charge up on the sun as well and enjoy the energy that you have in that way. There are 19 people in this chat right now. Yeah, I love that, Chandalana. I love that. Okay, so let's see. Also, last thing with number 19 is the reset. Okay, so 1 mixing with the 9. The 9 is the completion. The 1 is the unity of your intuition and new awareness from spirit, combining into a wisdom for your understanding of that completion. And with that completion and that wisdom meeting and joining together with the 19, we move into a divine reset of our mind, of our perspectives, that maybe something entirely shifted in your mind and the way you perceive something now that you've realized that wisdom from that completion, and now you move into a complete reset of the mind. Maybe it's a reset of your spirit where you feel that wave of unity and harmony and connection and spirituality, that with that new awareness, that new wisdom of that completion, you feel that wave of energy and it resets your spirit in a way you never fathomed, and you feel connected and intuitive and one with yourself in ways you've never experienced. Also, this can be a reset of your body, of your physical body or your emotional body. Maybe it sparks a cleanse in you. It gives you a shift of perspective on your diet or exercise, or it encourages you to go out there and be more active and to really make your body a priority. Or your emotional body, you feel a new sense of empowerment, a new sense of strength, a new sense of clarity, a new sense of innocence and purity revealed. Whatever it is that your emotional body has been craving for reset, it resets with this wisdom of intuition mixing with that awareness of the completion and acceptance of the completion. Because when we realize and have that wisdom intuitively of a completion that we've had, and we understand its purpose and why it happened, then we no longer have a need to try to hold on to it or try to fight that completion. Instead, we accept it fully and we move into this place of oneness, of peace, and of being completely surrendered to that completion, not in a way of defeat, but in a way of no longer being influenced by that completion in a negative way, no longer allowing that completion or that ending or that loss to affect you. And instead, it now empowers you and fuels you into a new light, a new perspective, and a reset of your body, your being, that gives you a new level of accomplishment and success, which is beautiful. All right. I'm trying to do better at reading you guys' comments too. I think I'm getting better, which is fun. But they disappear on my side. Like as soon as they pop up, they disappear within like, I don't know, 5 seconds. So if I'm in the middle of a sentence, I have to like try to hurry and read it. But just know I'm working on it. I'm gonna get better at this, I promise. It's gonna be real easy eventually. And also shout out to everybody. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. How amazing is that? This has been less than a year. I started the YouTube channel in June of 2017. So the fact that we're already at almost 2,000 people joining us here in these readings and connecting with us here in this Web of Light community of like-minded individuals, how exciting. So thank you so much for that. Thank you all for being so amazing on these live feeds and for chatting with me and for being so consistent with me on showing up to these live readings and just interacting with me. I appreciate it so much. And the more we can share this stuff and the more we can bring more people into this YouTube channel and following it so that we can add to more of that Web of Light community and more of this energy spreading throughout the world, the more we're shining our light into other lives and the more that we're feeling light from other people as well in these readings. So it feels really good, and I thank you so much for continuing to help this grow. All right, that was a side note. But anyway, that wraps up 19, the significance and the numerological significance of Tuesday for that full moon in Virgo. I spent a little extra time on that just because it's that full moon in Virgo and because it's a pretty serious numerological significance to focus on, especially if you're feeling some of those completions and endings surfacing up again, some of those emotions from it or thoughts of it. That can be a good validation for you to understand why you might be thinking about those things again. And it can urge you to do the work, the spiritual work needed to clear it. Okay, so moving on, a couple of astrology influences. Mercury conjuncts Neptune on Monday. This is bringing us more confidence in our imagination and creativity. We're also diving into more of our ability to create ideas and feeling into more of our expansion in imagination, really feeling free in our ability to imagine past a normal, basic imaginative thing. You know, instead of imagining the next step, we're imagining 20 steps from now. Instead of imagining a simple creative idea, we're imagining a more elaborate creative idea. So this is really fun for us to explore. So I encourage you not to pinch yourself off from that imaginative quality in the beginning of the week with that Mercury and Neptune influence. Allow yourself to feel into that passion of imagination and use it. Be more creative than you've ever been. Maybe you have this crazy vision in your head for some reason and you just have to draw it out. Don't ignore that impulse to draw it out. Go for it, draw it. Maybe it has nothing to do with anything you're doing in your life, but maybe you draw it out and it sits around your apartment or your house for a couple days and your friend comes over and they look at it and they're like, wow, I was just thinking about something just like this that I had an idea for and I didn't know what it would look like. And then you just inspired a whole production of something you never even fathomed you were doing. So don't pinch yourself off from your imagination and don't limit yourself to the imagination for just yourself. You can be imagining something for somebody else or imagining something for the collective, and that can be just as powerful and just as important as you imagining something for yourself or creating something with your imagination for yourself. So don't pinch yourself off from that, all right? That's for Monday. Also on Monday, the Venus conjunct Saturn, which means that love is based on responsibility and loyalty, and that your loving relationships are going to really show more quality of loyalty and responsibility, accountability, and you'll also be learning your life lessons through love on this day. So anything that happens in your love relationships or happens within your mind in reference to love and romance will be giving you some kind of lesson or wisdom on Monday as well. So pay attention to those things. All right, what else? Okay, a couple other numerological things I wrote down. 2/2/2019 is on Friday. February 22nd, 2019 is on Friday. Doing the numbers here, we have 2/2. We have 2 for February and then 2/2 again for 22. And then 2019 turns into 3 or 12 also. So we have a 1, 2, and we have a 3 there. So we have a lot of 2s in reality. So I want to talk about the 2s. That's all about connection. It's all about balance, and it's all about support. Now, this is connection with others, your interactions with others. 2 means that it's you and your interaction with someone else. 2 can also mean that it's you and your interaction with your your inner spirit, your inner self, and the understanding of your conscious being versus your unconscious being, or the left brain versus the right brain, or the masculine energy versus the feminine energy, whatever might feel dualistic within you recently is coming into more balance on 2/22/2019. Now we're also feeling into a lot of support from our guides, from our spirit world, from the source connection of the universe. The energetic source of our being is connecting with us more on the 22nd as well. So we want to feel into as many connections as we can that day and really enjoy that feeling of connection and embrace the balance that comes to us through our connections with ourselves, with our spirit, and with others on 2/22/2019. And by connecting to spirit and connecting to ourselves and connecting to others and observing those interactions and finding balance within them, we then allow ourselves to find complete harmony with that 3 of 2019 turning into a 3, moving us fully into more harmony and balance, mind, body, and spirit, okay? And then also on that day, it comes to a 9. The total numbers of that day, 2/22/2019, all equal together the number 9, which is honing in and bringing that sense of completion home again, which is really what the theme of this week is completions, giving you a sense of wisdom and understanding and harmony for the sake of healing and progressive moving forward. So it's just honing in that theme again and really bringing it into full perspective. And then 2/23/2019, the 2 and the 2/3 is important because it is again bringing those 2s into the 3 again, bringing it into full balance and harmony from just a balance of connecting with others and finding the balance into really achieving the balance with the 3, the mind, body, and soul, the Holy Trinity of a full balanced perspective. So it's just kind of bringing that more in. And also from an astrology standpoint on the 23rd, which is Saturday, Venus conjuncts Pluto and also Mercury conjuncts Pluto, which means that Pluto is going to have a lot of energy on Saturday, which means that we're going to have a lot of passion. Pluto is all about passion. It's about passionate love and also showing love towards others and passionate expression. So with the Venus and Pluto, it's going to be passionate love. And with the Mercury and Pluto, it's going to be passionate expression. So feel free in your expression, feel free in your love, especially on Saturday, and enjoy the ways in which that love and that freedom of expression gives you energy back and really provides new inspiration for you to move forward throughout your week, okay? So that is the astrology stuff. Whoa, that was a lot. Astrology and numerology. But it was good, right? It was necessary. I always say that I'm going to make these readings like short. I think people want that, but every time I try to do it, it's like always a long reading. So if you want a short reading, I guess this isn't the place to do it, you know, but you get all that you need in this reading. I do an all-in-one reading. So it's astrology, numerology, spirit messages that I pick up along the way for the week, and cards. So we get the full spectrum here. You're not missing anything, which is great. Okay, so some spirit messages real quick that I pulled from meditations I did this week and other weekly readings that I did and other readings that I did throughout the week as a collective, and just things that I tap into along my life as an intuitive. I just get messages like every minute from spirit saying, hey, you need to tell them this for this week. You need to tell them that. So thank you, saying it was perfect. Thank you. So these are the spirit messages that I got for it, and then we'll go into cards. So new awareness and understanding of recent completions resulting in release and healing, new levels of joy and peace. Okay, so pretty much a summary of what we just talked about. New awareness and understanding of recent completions resulting in a release of those completions, a release of those negative energies or emotions surrounding the completions or endings that you felt, simply releasing and surrendering, and allowing for new healing, which ultimately gives you new joy, new wisdom, new inspiration, and new peace. Also then new wisdom and spiritual activations come with this as well. So I really feel like the 23rd and the weekend specifically this week is going to be packed with spiritual activations. A lot of you are going to be feeling really connected to spirit guides. A lot of you are going to be feeling those energies around you more. A lot of you are going to be feeling a new level of connection with them, a new awareness of their presence, and also a new ability to communicate with them in a certain way, or just a new readiness to do that, that inspiration that you've never had to actually sit down and meditate and try to connect with your spirit guide, or to try to give a message to a friend, or to try to do a reading for someone or for yourself. That's going to really be a big part of this week as well, with that completion. That divine reset after the completion is what brings those new spiritual activations. So be on the lookout for that. Dreams are really big parts of spiritual activations. If we're not ready fully in our conscious state to receive spiritual activations, we often will receive them in our dream state, in our unconscious state, in our dreaming. And so if you have a really crazy dream where you meet maybe a beautiful being of light or an ancestor, and they give you a message, and they give you some kind of something to drink or something to do, and they activate you in that way, they're bringing you a new level of awareness about yourself that's going to give you a new understanding and a new activation in your spirit. So that's going to be really beautiful. So I encourage you to write down any dreams that you have. I also do dream interpretations if you need them. So message me or email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com or @readingsbyrissa on Instagram, and I'll be happy to help you with a dream interpretation so that you can understand what to do in your conscious waking state from whatever you learned or got activated in your dream state, okay? And then also, grace is revealed. Grace is revealed and realized for the first time for some of you, and not for the first time for a lot of us, but we're able to feel into grace again in a more strong and stable way. We're able to feel this state of beautiful presence and acceptance and bliss and harmony and connection and contentment and peace. And with that comes grace, this beautiful flow, this ability to go with the flow of life without any resistance. That is what grace is, and to hold the spirit of peace within the heart within that. And so when we feel that completion and the wisdoms of your completions, and then those spiritual activations that come with it, we enter grace. And that is such a beautiful place to be in. So be excited for that and know that that's on its way. And then we're also healing the pain body by recognizing the mercy of the heart. Healing the pain body is all about releasing any of the pain that are surrounding the endings or completions that you've had. That goes along with the beginning that we talked about, just finding our ability to release any pain. That means any resentment, any frustration, any anger, any grief, any sadness. And releasing it does not mean ignoring it. It means allowing yourself to feel it fully, accepting that that feeling was necessary for your growth, and then allowing that feeling to fade away naturally by your choice, deliberately. So you're deliberately saying, okay, I choose to feel this. You feel all that emotion. You allow yourself to feel it, to express it, to cry it out, or yell it out if you have to in a healthy way, or meditate or journal it out. And then once you honor that emotion, you allow yourself to recognize that you no longer have to attach to it, that you no longer have to identify and be connected to that pain body. In fact, you can choose now from that point of feeling into it and accepting it to release it fully, because it no longer has to affect you anymore. It no longer has a hold on you, because you've allowed it to move through you instead of pushed it away. You just let it move through you, and then it no longer has to attach to you anymore, and it's done what it needs to do. That pain body has given you the inspiration and motivation you needed to grow and to become more aware of yourself. And once it's done its job, it no longer has anything for you, and you can release it and move yourself into a sense of presence, a sense of now, knowing that in this moment now you have overcome, you are healed, you are aware, you have accepted, and you are ready to move on. So that is so empowering, and that is what's really going to get us into a new level of activation. No longer identifying with the pain body, and that gives us that grace as well. All right, let's take some 3-breath meditation. Let's take a couple breaths to get ourselves into the vibe, get ourselves connected with this mass collective. We have 36 people here on the live. That's number 9. That equals 9. How crazy. The completion number is so strong with us right now. So let's tap into that. Let's close our eyes for a moment. Let's just connect here before we pull cards. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Big exhale to relax, releasing any tension in the body. Nice deep inhale, breathing in grace. Big exhale, releasing completions and endings, releasing the pain body. Next inhale, biggest one yet, opening up to the guidance from our spirit guides, the source of the universe and the mass collective here in this reading. And a big exhale to relax fully. All right, go ahead and wake yourself up, or if you want to stay in the Zen mode, keep breathing, keep meditating. I'll go ahead and pull some cards for us with all of this energy that we have here together, helping us to understand what else we need to know and focus on for the beginning of the week. As soon as I said that, a card popped up, so we have our beginning of the week card. Let's figure out what the middle of the week has for us. And you all can also add your own energy by just sending love and light into the cards as we pull them for the middle of the week, asking what we need to focus on for the middle of the week. I saw one, but it switched. Oh, these ones don't want to choose. Hold on. They're a little sticky. Also, side note, when your cards get sticky, it usually means that there's either a lot of energy running through them or the energy is just taking its time deciding. Sometimes cards can be temperamental. And if your cards do that, there it is. If your cards do that a lot, sage them. Sage them or spray them down. I just saged these like a little bit ago, so I think yesterday. So I know it's not that. I think it was just like everybody's energy at once kind of taking its time to figure out what the collective was feeling at that moment. So that can be a good sign for those of you who use your cards or who play with cards and who get those sticky cards sometimes or have a hard time with understanding why they get sticky or why they feel like they're not lifting a card out of the deck. All right, for the last bit of the week, the end of the week, what are we going to be focusing on here? What messages does Spirit need us to be aware of for our focus for the end of the week? There it is. Oh, we got two cards. I thought I pulled one, but we got two for the end of the week. That's always fun. Okay, let's see what we got. First card for the beginning of the week. How funny is that? First card is give back. It's saying keep giving back, you guys. Keep giving back. This was the middle of the week card on this last weekly reading, and it's saying don't stop. We're still giving here. We're still giving back. It's super important. And this continuous giving back is a big part of our ability to give ourselves more energy. Remember, what we give out is what we give back. And if we're feeling into new abundance right now, and we're feeling into new wisdom and new beginnings and new energy and new spiritual activations, with that comes new service, new light, new gifts, new talents, new light work. And with that is giving back. We want to give that back. And to give that back means to not be selfish, to not hoard that abundance. So important for all of us to remember not to hoard our abundance. It's understandable for us to get into that conditioning because a lot of us have been conditioned based on having lack or having this conditioning of lack for years and years, that once we start getting abundance, we need to hold on to it and not give it out, not to spend it, not to give it. If it's money, we want to save it all for the right time, for a rainy day. But it's so important not to hoard our abundance, because when we hoard our abundance, what we're telling the universe is that we are expecting us not to get more. We're expecting this to be the only abundance we get, so we're afraid to let it go because that means that we're not going to have any more coming back. But when we can give some of that abundance out, when we can give new opportunities that we've gained out, or we can give new money that we've given to us, we can give money to other people who need it as well. Whatever that abundance is, when we give it back, that's telling the universe, hey, we know, we're trusting in this process, and we know that it's our duty to be selfless in our giving and to help others in need. So we are choosing to give our abundance out. Not all of it, because we know we need some of it, that's why we ask for it, but giving some of our abundance away is showing the universe that we know that there's more coming and that we are accepting and trusting of that. So giving back is also beneficial to us as well. So make sure you allow yourself to just notice that. Notice what you can do to give back and what you're not giving back, what you might be afraid to give away. And those things that you might be afraid to give away are usually the things that you're needing to give away, so that you can open up to new energy coming through for it and new abundance of that, and understanding that you're not in control of it. You want to be selfless completely, and that's what's going to give you more abundance. Let me read it just to give you the more general meaning as well. It says, today is the day to cast aside normal routines and make your main purpose to serve. It is about giving back without any thoughts or expectations of getting anything in return. So it is about giving back without any thoughts or expectation of getting anything in return. So also giving back without that sense of needing something back, knowing that that's just your duty, that's your role, that's your service. That's the responsibility you have by being given something and giving an abundance of it, where you have so much of it that you can do some without, you can give back. That's just the natural way of the universe. Don't hold on to anything that you don't need. Don't hold on to excess. Give that out and give it back. Give your skills back. Give your service back. Give your kindness back. Give your love back. Keep giving it out. And then it also says, reach out and touch other people's spirits, as it's highly likely that somebody really needs it today. So knowing that you're guided throughout your life all the time to meet certain people at a certain time, or to see or hear about somebody's struggle. For some reason, they opened up to you about their struggle, and you might just have the thing that they need that could give them a little bit of peace of mind. When you notice that, give back. Make sure that you're taking that opportunity to serve and to give your light. That's the beginning of the week, okay? Next card, the middle of the week. The Chariot, the vehicle of energy, the vehicle of change. Chariot signifies change. It signifies movement. It signifies progression. And the middle of the week is really Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. Full moon Tuesday night with that energy of the 19 to 1919. That's a big part of that, releasing the old energy, releasing the completions, the endings, and moving into new light. So we're using that chariot of energy to move us into new energy. And the chariot is also symbolic of the Merkaba, recognizing our own personal energetic field and how we move within our energy, holding on to that very specific energetic field that protects us and that keeps us in our light, and staying present in that field throughout our day, no longer being able to be affected by outside circumstance or outside chaos, moving through change untouched and unaffected in a sense of grace, calling back to that word grace, okay? So that's what the chariot is about. Change in a graceful way. Accepting change, accepting completion, accepting the reset that comes after the completion, and moving into a new energy, a shift. So expect a shift in the middle of the week, okay? And there's a hawk on here that gives us that sense of bird's eye perspective, that bigger picture perspective, also with the changes that occur in the middle of the week. Let me see what other things shout out at me. There's Jupiter on this card as well. So expansion, a shift towards expansive energy, a new level of expansion, your growth. So really powerful card there, okay? All right, for the end of the week, we got 2 Angels of Atlantis cards. This will be the end of the reading. So the first card is Archangel Gabriel with inspiration. With those spiritual activations I talked about in the spirit messages section of this reading and in the beginning of this reading, we're going to be having spiritual activations towards the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And with that brings us new inspiration for the world, for healing the world, for illuminating the world. And Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel, is the archangel of what? Grace. Grace. How crazy is that, right? All the synchronicities in this reading. How beautiful. So Gabriel is bringing us grace upon the world with inspiration and new light with the spiritual activations that come from that acceptance of completion, the shift and change that comes with it, the giving back of our wisdom, our energy, our abundance, and inspiration for new energy with grace. Then also accompanying grace and inspiration from Archangel Gabriel, we have Archangel Metatron coming to us with wisdom, feeling that full wisdom of that spiritual activation, feeling the wisdom of the week after releasing and accepting the completions that we felt and healing fully from it in a state of presence and understanding, feeling fully in the shift of energy with that Chariot energy, giving back our love and light in the beginning of the week, and then we all feel the wisdom at the end of the week. It all comes into summary with this card, the wisdom, divine wisdom of Metatron. And I love how the Sphinx is here with this beautiful golden energy. It really reminds us of the ancient wisdom within us and the ancient wisdom that we're always connected to as well. Ancient wisdom of the stars, ancient wisdom of spirit and our connection with spirit and our connection with the universe. And also another message I'm getting from this is think about how unfathomable it was to have created the Sphinx before it was created. How could you, given those resources back then and what we think they might have had, or what we think they didn't have that they might have had, we don't know. But just think about how impossible it seemed at that moment before the Sphinx was there. How impossible was it to build it? How impossible was that? How much imagination, how expansive was their imagination to be able to build that and to imagine that and to foresee that beautiful structure being built there. And it was with the imagination, the faith, the wisdom, the spiritual activation to create it. That's how they created it. It was with all of those things and the grace to do it. So that's what we're really finding within us. We can create unimaginable things. We can tap into that expansiveness of our imagination. Remember, we talked about this as well. And we can do that with this wisdom. And we can create things that seem impossible with just that formula. Okay? Wisdom, grace, acceptance, expansion, imagination. Okay? That is the weekly reading. Giving back abundance, not being greedy, being selfless, knowing that people need us and giving them that love that they need when they need it, feeling into the shift of energy and any change that comes and accepting it with a state of presence and grace, and using that grace for inspiration of new things, new energy, and using the wisdom of all of that combined to bring us new light, helping to heal the world and bring us into even more light and love. I love you all. A couple of announcements before I go. Check out that new music video, Organic Love. It is on my YouTube channel. Make sure to also comment on this video, like and comment, and share this video with any of your friends, any of your tribe, even people that might not be into readings, but who are looking for some answers. Maybe they're confused about why their week is going the way it is. Just send it to them, see what they do. Who knows, right? And give them some love and light. Give back this light, give back this energy, give back this information to people that need it. And Organic Love, share that video as well if they need some love in their life. They need a laugh in their life. Just to see a big happy heart dancing around in Sedona can bring a lot of love and light to people's hearts in their life, and even little kids who really need a smile and some good content to watch that's not violent or polluted in any way. You know, I really try to make that conscious content so that the kids and everybody, adults too, all of us who have been conditioned in this crappy media perspectives, like to just release all of that and start purifying our mind again and preserving the innocence of ourselves with watching content that is wholesome and sweet and silly and fun, right? And then another announcement, if you're in Arizona, if you're in the Arizona area, I am doing a channeling event, my first public channeling event on Saturday in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's called Channel and Chill with Rissa. We're going to be just hanging out, tapping into energy. I'm going to be channeling messages for people who ask questions and for the collective that are there who attend the event. So if you're interested in that event, event, please reach out to me. Email me readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. I'm trying to get an online version of that event available, but if I can't do it in time, trust me, I will figure out a way to make this an online thing as well for you all who are not in Arizona. But if you are in Arizona or you know somebody who is, make sure to email me for that event this Saturday, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. in Scottsdale, Arizona, public channeling event by me. Okay? I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Graciela, for your comment. Thank you all for your love. Thank you for tuning in. Share, comment, like the work, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next week for another week